My name is Samuel Sikeo, and I welcome you to the Creative Village. Today, I'm talking about something that's very interesting, something on my heart: parenting and sex. And maybe you would ask, what has parenting got to do with sex? Well, everything. You get babies out of sex. And that's the beauty about it. So where do we come from? So what we're talking about is within the confines of marriage as usual. It's very important to know that God made marriage to be that place where a man and a woman, husband and wife, can come together and create this place where a child will be born. This place where God wants to raise a godly offspring. Obviously, maybe many of you, when you hear parenting and sex, you're much more interested in the sex and not the parenting. Well, the two go together. Let me say this. You know, when you begin to have children, the issues around sex are a lot. So first of all, your spouse, your wife, if you're a man like me, your wife begins to change in terms of her body. And we know that as men, sex is about how the body looks like. We are attracted by the body and we go for the body. I mean, that's where the focus and everything is. But remember that we have a responsibility given by God, because God is the one who says that it's not good for a man to be alone, but that he will leave his mother and his father and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one. Why one? Because they must give God a godly offspring. So that's where the whole thing is. So what really, where do we come from? We come from that place where we need to understand that sex is for procreation and sex is also for pleasure. So it should be within the confines of marriage. If you are dating, you have no business in having sex. That is why it's important for you to stay away from one another in that space of courtship, until the pastor says the bride, you may kiss the bride. Then the two of you come to that place where now you can go and are free to have sex and free to have children. And when you're having children, it's good to plan for them, because if you don't plan for them, your sex will be affected. What do I mean? So when you just get together and you're married, normally in the first year, this is a year of self-discovery of a man and a woman. And in that year, it's not advisable. You are free to have children. There's no law against that. Even the Bible doesn't stop us. But in the first year, it will be advisable. May I speak now as a counselor? It will be advisable for you to not have children, but just have sex really for pleasure, to get to know your friend, to get to understand them, to get to really to that place where this marriage begins to bear fruit. And what do I mean? What I mean is this: you get married because you have desire. You want to be with a friend of yours, and you want this person to fulfill your desires. And mainly, men in marriage look for sex. Let's be truthful about this. But women hardly look for sex in marriage. Women normally, by and large, or the mainstream of women, are looking for a relationship. They are looking for romance. So as a woman, it's very important to make your partner know your expectations. Because if you don't say your expectations, then that element, that bit that a man sees in you of sex will not be complete, because a man will get his sex, but you will not be fulfilled by and large. Meaning that you need also to put across, well, of course, in a very planned way, in a very beautiful way, in a very loving way, to let him know that your expectation so much more is relating. Your expectation so much more is to have this place where you can receive romance, where you can receive care. And in the process, you who needs care and you who needs sex come together, and the beauty of love begins to be seen between the two of you. Chemistry is very crucial between the two of you, so that you are creating that place where even when now she becomes pregnant, you will not shove her on the side. Love her the same way. She will bulge up, she will gain a little bit of weight, but it's important how you view that in your mind, in your heart. Still see that person whom you love. Still see that person whom you cherish and adore, and be there for her. In the time of pregnancy, it's important for a man to be available, to be useful to this woman, and of course to even give her that expectation, the expectation of relationship, the expectation of romance. It's not good for men who walk away from the woman when she gets pregnant, because in that time she gets more vulnerable. And so when the child comes, this is where the parenting now really steps in. Usually there's that feel the man feels like he's been abandoned. The man feels as if he's not being taken care of. But it's very important to share that time with the coming baby. Of course, when the baby finally lands, again, pressure even increases. It's very important. This time around, the man cannot have sex really with his wife. But as you talk, as you converse, as you can actually have that place of a renewed relationship, because there's now a child. This child, probably much more likely, who looks like you, should be that place where you now begin to really hone in and bring that parenting skill to that place where you begin to build this future wife, this future husband. Our babies will become that. And so, well, time not being our best ally, we've come to the end of today's sharing. Again, my name is Samuel Sikeo on The Creative Village. Join us on this same place next week. Thank you so much. God bless you.